Today we're practicing around the Flamingo area with a student. He currently has 50 hours of driving recorded and his driving test is scheduled for next week. His parents wanted me to go over some of the details they may have missed with his driving and get him familiar with the area. Even with 50 hours of driving practice that the teens are required to do, it's still possible to fail the test in Nevada. I tell everyone who takes the driving test it's not about the test route. Don't worry about where they're going to take you. There's many ways and it's up to the examiner. In fact, if you take the driving test multiple times, you may go a different way every time. So this video is not about test routes. In fact, if you're watching videos on YouTube focusing on that aspect of it, you may miss the finer details that the examiner is taking notes of while you're driving. However, that being said, it may be helpful to drive around the area if you're not familiar with it, get an idea of the various roads on which you may travel, paying particular attention to what the speeds are, where your turning lanes are, stop signs, school zones, construction areas, and intersections. If you turn right out of the drive test parking lot area towards Cimarron, you need to do a complete stop at the stop sign. Once you turn on Cimarron, the speed is 25 miles per hour. Make sure you signal 100 feet before your turns, and you have to do a complete stop at the stop sign. This particular student is rolling past the stop signs, and I'm correcting them during our drive. Cimarron is only 25 miles per hour. If you're turning right, look for the dotted areas near the corner and perform a head check as you're crossing in. For your speed limit signs after you turn. The test average is 20 to 30 minutes max.
And you're going downhill, so it's easy to go over. Try not to drift way over here, though. You know, like stay. No, go ahead. He's got to wait for you.
Stay close to the posted speed limit. Don't go over. A couple miles per hour under, but too slow can lose points also. Stay close to the posted speed limits, maybe a little under. Don't go over, but driving too slow can lose points also. Every examiner is different. They're generally not too chatty. They want you to focus on your drive. Point deductions are somewhat subjective to each examiner. They're not intentionally trying to fail you. There's many blind corners, so after stopping, roll up, make sure you're looking both directions for cross traffic. Proceed if clear. You may need to stop twice if there's an oncoming vehicle.
This is, I think, 25 again. We'll go right at the stop sign.
Don't stop in the crosswalk. Make sure you stop behind it.
So we can kind of get over there easier.
It's turning too slow and actually almost turned into the bike lane.
We got a wide bike lane here now.
On Cimarron, it's 25 miles per hour.
Light, you can go left.
If you go left on Spring Mountain, make sure you signal here as you enter your turn lane. This light is really long. These are staggered stops. Make sure you stop at your line, not the main traffic lane.
Speed on Spring Mountain? 35.
Do you know the rule for flashing yellows?
Part of Spring Mountain is 35.
Remember, if you're
Part of
clear
Spring Mountain is
from oncoming
45
traffic,
on Sunset.
don't stop.
If you go down, I think it's
If you have multiple
Lake
cars
Road,
coming, wait behind the line.
it's 235.
Don't get caught out in the middle of the intersection if the light turns red. That could be an automatic fail. As the last car is passing you or starts to enter the intersection, start to roll forward. It saved you some time. If you turn left onto Spring Mountain from Cimarron, the speed changes to 45 miles per hour. Make sure you get right up to speed. Going 35 and a 45 is too slow if you're clear. You're going to see a flashing yellow light above the roadway after you turn. That is not a school zone, that's a pedestrian crosswalk signal. So start scanning ahead for pedestrians. If there's someone standing on the corner waiting to cross, you must stop.
So 45. Let's go left at the lane.
3-lane roads in Las Vegas are generally 45 miles per hour, such as Flamingo, Durango, for example.
Ever been there?
You do get scored on the overall control of the vehicle, including smooth turns at the right speed, turning into the correct lane,
I was there a couple weeks ago.
and being aware of traffic all around you, including your rear traffic. At all of the DMVs, you're going to go through various speed zones, 25, 35, 45, for example, and school zone. You'll generally perform at least 1 or 2 lane changes. One thing that's very important is your head checks, looking over your shoulder before you cross into the next lane. I have over 150 videos on all aspects of driving. Be sure to check those out. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I usually can respond within a few hours.
If you go left, outside lane, make sure you do the head check.
When getting into a double turn lane, the examiner will tell you which lane to get into.
See somebody
They'll
else
often
that's
say
in
inside, outside.
So
I know some examiners use the term lane 1, lane 2.
cut off or something.
Some examiners may tell you to get behind the black car, for example.
Second lane.
They want to make sure you turn into the correct lane. So if you're in this outside turning lane, also known as lane number 2, and you're turning onto a 3-lane road, such as Flamingo, you're going to be in the middle lane. Give yourself at least a half, better a full car length distance between you and the car in front when stopping. Stopping too close can cost you 3 points. When performing a left turn from the outside lane, make sure you don't cut into the first lane at all, which may cause a vehicle in the first lane to have to slow down. Make sure you stay in your lane.
next light today. Go right.
Turning on to Tenaya, you're going to encounter a single lane road that's 25 miles per hour. There's some line markings that appears they never finished. Don't let it confuse you. It is a two-directional road, so you do have oncoming traffic, so don't drive down the center. Stay on the right side next to the white bike lane line. There's some dips on these roads you need to be aware of, and you need to slow down. Some of them are pretty deep. You want to give the examiner a smooth ride and show your awareness of the road conditions. You're going to come up to a four-way stop. Make sure you understand rules of four-ways. There's also a school zone. And again, the school zone is going to have a flashing light when active that will show 15 miles per hour. There is another sign that appears in some school zones on the side of the road that says when children are present. That means when you see kids on either side of the road, you need to slow down to the posted school zone speed and stay at that speed until you see the end school zone sign. At the end of this road, at the intersection, if you turn right, you need to cross over the bike lane, and there are some dotted areas right here. Do a head check as you cross in. Make sure you signal. Complete stop at the stop sign. And this one's difficult to see. You have to move up quite a ways to be able to see oncoming traffic from your left.
Or at a stop sign and then pull up to look.
They want you to do a full stop, whether you call it 3 seconds or just a quick 1, 2, 3. They don't have anything in the book that says 3 seconds. They just say a complete stop. It just kind of works. That's what I tell people. Like if you go like 1, 2, 3, that's a full stop. There's no dispute that you did a full stop. So it's not like 1 go. It's like 1, 2, 3, then roll up. And
Went up to the light. This time we're going to continue straight across the intersection.
because cross traffic doesn't stop. It's not a four-way, so you stop, you roll, just go if you're clear. You stop twice. Black lady, I don't know her name, but don't feel intimidated or anything to ask a question. If it's a tall black lady, what I would do when you get in the car, you can kind of wait for her to say, do you have any questions? Or if she says, let's go, just say, I got a quick question for you.
Remember, just because you get a green light doesn't mean you're safe. As you're coming up to the line or crossing into the intersection, you need to look left and right quickly to see if there's anybody running through a red light.
Just see what she says, you know. She says, well, of course they are.
Then
2 double stops, like stop, roll up, look, stop again, and then go.
Again, this road is 35 miles per hour. If you encounter a construction area, and let's say you're in the right lane, and you notice your lane is going to be ending, change lanes on your own. You don't need to wait for the examiner to tell you what to do. They want you to make some decisions on your own. The rule in construction areas is to slow down. So drop your speed. Use common sense. If there's workers next to your car, you need to slow down more.
That's the rule in the book. It's just slow down in the construction area. This has been going on for like 5 years.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Moving gravel from one side to the other.
Again, we're gonna proceed straight into another school zone area.
So I would like on the test think about staying up to speed, especially on those 45-mile per hour, so she can feel you're pushing on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, usually I go above speed and too fast on turns, so I'm trying to go under,
between,
but now I'm trying to, but now I'm going too far under.
Yeah, okay. So, at the end of the test, they're going to bring you inside, look for your mom. Is your mom bringing you?
I think so.
So they do that little debrief.
You're going to encounter a four-way stop. We're going to turn right at that four-way stop.
If you think you were turning slow on some turns, say
And you're going to notice a solid white line.
which is really common.
You're not going to cross into it early. Wait till you're close to the sign where you'll see the dotted lines, and that's where you enter.
But we'll go right up at the. See those?
I saw like two, but
Kind of, yeah, it's kind of hard to see. Signal right. You already stopped before her. I would go.
When you turn here, you're still in a school
Yeah,
zone.
broken right there, so you do get in right there.
There's been no end school zone sign.
First time I looked at that.
In fact, there's another school zone sign on the side of the road coming up that says when children are present, 25 miles per hour. The normal speed is 35.
So yeah, this is the only other school zone that has this sign, the one that says when children are present.
There's the sign.
So 35 normally.
Continue straight and look for the end school zone sign.
Drop your speed.
It's coming up past this street right here.
Then go back to 35.
So back to 35 if there were children present, anyone 18 or under in the school zone.
Okay, and then we'll go right up to Flamingo. Oh yeah, and then at the stops, work on like angling a little bit as you're moving, because you're kind of coming out straight and then trying to do like a 90-degree turn, if possible.
Back on Flamingo, we're turning into the first lane. Then we're going to perform a lane change. Turn off your signal, turn it back on again if you do a second lane change. You have to do 2 head checks, looking in the blind spot over your shoulder for any vehicles next to your car. We're headed back towards Cimarron, where we're going to turn left and return back to the DMV. This light can be challenging if it's a flashing yellow. There's lots of oncoming traffic on Flamingo, so time your turn carefully. And again, when you turn, Cimarron is 25 miles per hour. Okay, we're going to end it right here and continue with the next video.
Stop sign